Hello and welcome to the Purple Oxide video game video blog. I'm Jack and you're joining me today as we have 5 days left until the launch of the PlayStation Vita here in the UK. 2 days ago in the US there was a pre-launch event where you can get the PlayStation Vita a week early. We don't have anything like that in the UK here, so unfortunately I'm left to wait like the very excited child that I am. Unfortunately, if I get any more excited, my head is probably going to literally explode. So if you wish to see a human being's head explode, please click subscribe and maybe you'll catch it on video. Although I don't know who will then upload the video, as my girlfriend, who's fed up of hearing about it, probably won't be bothered with that. So anyway, 5 days to go. I'm extremely excited, and I'm bringing you today a couple of bits of news. Namely, the first one is that I cancelled my pre-order with Amazon.co.uk. I decided to, namely because I want to change the game that came in the deal that I mentioned. I've changed from Dungeon Hunter Alliance to Rayman Origins. Oh, pardon me. And the reason for this is that Dungeon Hunter Alliance, I didn't realise this. Maybe that makes me a bit of a noob, but it's actually a port from an iOS game originally. I didn't realise it wasn't a game in its own right. Although it's slightly unfair to say that people making games for iOS aren't making real games. That's not true. If you look at Angry Birds, things like that, they are great games. However, for a PlayStation Vita console, I don't want to have to be paying in essence what is about £30 to £35 for a game which is a port from an iOS game that would have been sold for much cheaper. So I'll still get Dungeon Hunter Alliance. I'm just going to pick it up a little bit later, probably through the PSN, and pay that little bit less for it. Whereas Rayman Origins, it's obviously got a bit of history behind it. I used to play the old Rayman games. I haven't played one for quite a while, but I've read really good reviews. I've heard good things on video blogs, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Rayman looks like on the PS Vita. I've heard it's very nice, bright, vivid colours, great graphics, so really looking forward to that. So yeah, I cancelled my order, reordered it. It was a bit of a tentative moment, although I don't think they're running out or going short on Vitas at all. It's still a bit nerve-wracking, so I placed both orders at once and then cancelled the second one. So, a couple of points that I'll go through with you today. Last video I didn't mention the games I've actually pre-ordered. I only mentioned that deal from Amazon. I've actually ordered Uncharted Golden Abyss as well, which I really think is a fantastic looking game. It's almost, if you like, the flagship game on the PS Vita, and I can't wait to see the PS Vita stretching their legs on that game. I think it'll be a good tell as to what the graphics capabilities are for the console. I've also ordered Wipeout 2048. I've heard fantastic things about it, and that will be a purchase for me. Now, unfortunately, one game that I'm looking forward to that's not out on release date, that is currently out in Japan, is Gravity Days, or known as Gravity Rush here in the UK or US. And unfortunately, having looked into it, there is no actual release date posted. And I believe that in the UK, there is not going to be a hard copy release. It'll be PSN only, which is disappointing. The PS Vita, some people may not know, is region free, therefore I suppose I could import a copy from Japan. However, I can't read Japanese, so I'd probably struggle. But saying that, you could import a copy. I believe it's being released on a hard copy in the US, so it might be worth one for the collection to import from the US to play that game. So Gravity Rush, hopefully it'll be out soon. The next thing relates to news articles I've read recently on the PlayStation Vita. Now, unfortunately, I'm disappointed with the amount of hype for the PS Vita, the amount of hype there hasn't been. I love it. I love everybody to get whipped up into a frenzy, for people to be waiting for it, your normal everyday Joe to be queuing outside a game shop to get it. As I said last time, I'm not sure it'll be the case. I'm not sure it'll be a massive release, but it'd be nice if in the press, on TV, on the internet, if you were being bombarded almost with PS Vita related material. Because when I say at work I'm getting a PS Vita, people go, a PS what? And unfortunately, I don't know if Sony haven't done enough work on advertising, or if they haven't put enough PR in, but people don't seem to know what it is, and I have to explain what it is, and they go, oh, okay, is it going to be any good? So disappointed to see that, but also then when I read online about the PS Vita, all I'm seeing is it gets slammed. You've got journalists, bloggers, various people, online magazines, etc., saying the PS Vita is going to be a disappointment because of this. The PS Vita is going to be a disappointment because of this. I read one on CNET that said the PS Vita requires versatility. It's saying it needs to be like a tablet on the go. I personally don't agree at all. I think the PS Vita, in its own right, as a games console, that's what it should be. That's what it's going to do well, and therefore I think that's what it should do. People may want Facebook, people may want Twitter, YouTube on the PS Vita, and it'll have all those things. But in terms of going any further than that, like tablet apps, I don't believe it really needs that, because at the end of the day, the PS Vita adapts to a niche market, and I think it'll do well in its own right as a games console. That's what Sony do. So I think that's a load of rubbish to say it needs versatility. I've read another article saying how badly it's done in Japan. Okay, the release lineup hasn't been fantastic for a Japanese market. Uncharted, for example, a massive game over here, massive game in America, but for the Japanese market, doesn't particularly appeal. Gravity Days did very well, good sales for that game. I've heard some rumours. I've watched the blog of SkyGene22. If you haven't watched that, check it out. It's a very good Japanese gaming blog by Kyle, and he's stating on there doing very well in Japan. So I mean, that's the kind of game we expected would do well, and it is. So more of them. There's rumours of a sequel coming out to that, so that would be great. Other gaming news, I've seen today online retailer Zavi have accidentally slipped out, well, not necessarily accidentally, but they've given out a release date for Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3, Xbox, well, PC, everything else, for the 23rd of November 2012. That's good news this year. It'd be nice to have that big game coming out this year. Unfortunately, retailer release dates, you've got to take them with a pinch of salt. They're often moving backwards, and we'll have to wait to hear something from Rockstar for that. And also Skyrim, my favourite game of the year so far, possibly my favourite game of all time. There have been a lot of issues with the PS3 version. That's what I'm playing it on. Regards to lag, the system slowing down, all of those things. The latest news I've just read on this one is that the Skyrim lag problems are not associated to large save files, and they're literally according to what you've done in what order during the game, what spells you've got saved on your hotkeys, and what buildings you've been into, what order you did the missions in. So whether they can bring out a fix for that, I don't know. I can't see myself playing Skyrim for much longer. I've played it for over 120 hours now. Fantastic, brilliant, brilliant game. If you have not played that and you have an Xbox or a PC or a PS3, I would highly recommend you pick it up. But for me, the PS Vita is coming out in 5 days, so I'll probably be playing a lot of that and trying to get some reviews and stuff up. So my time on Skyrim is probably almost finished for the first time round. I'd say still probably far from finished, unfortunately, but sometimes you have to leave a game. So I look forward to the PS Vita coming out. It's now 5 days. I'm going to be watching the news like a hawk to check it's being covered properly, but we'll see. Happy waiting, guys. Enjoy. Oh, and as a further adage, I'd like to say thank you to my several subscribers. I believe there's been over 100 views on my last video. I reckon 100 of those were me and my mother. But I'll still carry on making these videos. It's enjoyable to have somewhere to share my excitement and some of the news and information I get. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.